Hello YouTube, my name is Isabella and today I'm going to be discussing the Boujee Booktuber tag created by Book Olive, and I'm so thrilled to be doing this finally. And essentially the Boujee Booktuber tag just talks about your habits when buying and consuming books, and every time the capitalist thing comes up, the consumerism thing comes up, people get really defensive. I will leave linked down below. Mari from My Name is Marinez did a great sort of live stream discussion on capitalism and how the booktube community is part of that because we live in capitalist society. I really liked that, and it kind of springboarded me to think a lot more inwardly about my capitalist consumerist habits. This video is going to be incredibly chatty. I'm just going to insert that right now, and we're going to be real hella transparent in this video, starting off with the fact of I know exactly how much I've spent this year on books. I have spent around $550 on books this year, which I know if you had asked me that last year, it would probably be maybe double, if not more. And mind you, these are in Canadian dollars as well. I'm Canadian, so anytime I talk dollars and cents in this video, it will be in Canadian. Let it be known, please, that I'm not attacking anyone with my opinions. These are just my opinions for my own self. Anyone can do whatever they want with their own money. I'm never trying to de-establish that or attack that, because I know that is sometimes the knee-jerk reaction to doing that. But anyway, question number 1 asks, what is your monthly book budget for book buying? And I'm pretty lucky. I don't have an official budget on book buying, but currently I'm just trying to buy as little books as I possibly can. I don't have much space on my shelves, and I've been really focusing on knocking down my TBR, so I don't want to be spending a lot on books. I think I averaged it out though, and I think monthly average for 9 months that I've been tracking the spending, I think it's about $60 a month, but I wouldn't spend really over, I don't know, $100 a month on books, or if it's a crazy month, 150, but that would be the absolute limit, just because I don't need to be spending that much on books when I literally have hundreds behind me unread. Question 2 asks, what's the most you've ever spent in a bookstore? And in a physical bookstore, I'm going to say about $75 to $100. I don't think I've ever really capped that, or if I have, I've been buying other things along with books. Online, I would say probably the most I've spent is $100 to $150. I used to buy a lot of books from Book Outlet, man. Book Outlet proved itself to be a racist, shitty company because I used to spend so much there, and my TBR is definitely hurting from that. But online retailers, I would have spent a little bit more because they tend to have sales, especially what Book Outlet used to do. But yeah, no more than that. So question 3 asks, are you willing to buy a brand new release right at release date, or are you going to wait for a coupon or sale? I like when things are sale, I'm not going to lie, but right now I've kind of adjusted to the fact that most places aren't going to be able to offer a lot of sales due to Corona really hurting sales. And I'm okay buying something full price, but it has to be something I'm very interested in. Unfortunately, when things are not on sale as much, that means that I'm not going to take a lot of risks with the things that I'm buying. When I buy something, I'm usually pretty sure I'm going to love it when I'm buying something new. If it's something used, obviously I will take more of a chance on it, because the most I'm going to pay is $5-6 for it. Ooh, question 4. Would you rather buy a new book or several used copies? And used all the way. I fucking love used books. I love the atmosphere of used books. I love actually searching for things and seeing if I can find something that I really want to read. Even if there wasn't the hunt, I loved used books. There's nothing wrong with getting used books. I found amazing things used all the way. They're great. Question number 5 asks, what do you think a reasonable price for a new hardcover, a paperback, and an ebook should cost? Remember, these are in Canadian dollars, and Canadian hardback prices, especially for adult SFF, hurt me. Most of them are $35 up or $32 up, so you're paying about 40 plus bucks for it with tax. I'm never gonna be able to know how much it costs, how much they profit off of, blah, blah, blah. But if a hardcover book new was like 25 to 30-ish, I would be significantly happier. Paperback, I think I was saying like 20 to 25, which I think they're around there, maybe a little bit less, 15 to 20. I can't remember what I wrote. I wrote 15 to 20, never mind. Ebooks, I don't think should be more than like $5, if that. I know like the profit margins off of like the ebook industry must be like great, but I won't spend usually more than $3 on an ebook. I will always wait for them to go on sale. It seems ridiculous to me that to buy like a new ebook for a book that just released, it's like $18. Like that's wild. That's way too much, I think. Question 6 asks, is a signed book worth more to you, or how about a first edition? Signed book, yes. First edition, no. I don't really care unless I'm like super into collecting whatever that is. I value having signed books and personalized books. I don't really care about like the resale value of books, so I like to get them personalized to me when I have the chance. Again, just because something is signed doesn't mean I will hold on to it. I recently posted an unhaul of a couple books that were signed. I think one that was personalized to me, and I just didn't want them anymore, so I got rid of them. So it's not like the be all and end all. Question 7 asks, what is your most valuable book, sentimental or actually? And I pulled a couple because I couldn't decide on one, and I feel like talking about all these books because I haven't talked about them in a while. To start it off, I think one of the most valuable books that are like actually resellable and all that kind of stuff, even though again I don't really care because they're my books and I would never sell them, would be the first edition Strange the Dreamer and Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. They've got the sprayed edges. I fucking love these books, so I would never sell them, but I think you could sell them a lot for on Abe Books. But these are sentimentally, I'm attached to them because I love this series so deeply, and I love these editions so fucking much. Sticking on the Laini Taylor train, I think the individual book that I've spent the most on, excluding book boxes, because I've bought some like expensive special edition book box books, but they're not like super sentimental. Some are. Anyway, and the book I think I spent the most on, especially it being fucking used, was Daughter Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. I hate the North American editions so fucking much of this series, and I love this series deeply, 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 deeply. I actually bought another edition, pre-ordered it. It should be coming to me in October or November. They're doing like a 10th anniversary special edition of it. But I went on Abe Books and wanted a really nice edition of this one, so I ended up spending $70. Please don't judge me on this book. I think it was that. I think that was with the shipping. That hurt. That was a lot. And I think it was a reckless purchase. I think I was in like a really bad mood that day. I don't regret buying it. I'm very happy to have this in my hand. It's signed. It's a first edition, which I know I normally don't care about, but maybe that just justifies it in my brain. I do value this book a lot, though. A book that has incredible sentimental value to me is Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I have a couple really cool experiences wrapped up into this book. The first being, I got to meet Becky Albertalli at a signing with Angie Thomas and Julie Murphy. That was a really great and fun day. She actually drew me a little Simon in here that I really loved and deeply valued. He was so cute. Yeah, I went to a screening of it a few months before the movie came out, and then I put my little ticket stub in here as well. Because again, I love the movie, I love the book, I love the experience of it. It was so great. It means a lot to me. It's upside down, but I deeply value it. Question number 8 says, will you spend more on a book because you like the cover better? And I think I have established with my last question, absolutely yes. I will buy the UK edition if I like the UK edition more. It's part of my collection. It's going to sit on my shelves longer than it's going to be in my hands while reading it, so I would like them to look nice if possible. Question 9 asks, what physical characteristics do a good book have? I just want to be able to open them with ease, and like for them to be like a floppy paperback is the best thing ever. I love when they're floppy, and like the thing I hate the most are UK paperbacks, even though I have a couple because I like them better. But like this is The Way of Kings, or one of the parts of Way of Kings, and look at it. it doesn't move. So when reading it, it's not terrible because luckily they didn't put this in like its full edition because it's like over 1,000 pages and that would be a nightmare to read. But why they have no flop is beyond me and I hate it. The final question asks, if you won the lottery, what bookish things would you do with the money? The first thing that pops into my head would obviously be to support my local library and give back to a thing that I've used a lot, and I would love for things just to be more accessible. I would also like to set up either like, I don't know, a library system or a way to get libraries into more rural communities. I hate that to be a part of the bookish community, there is such a barrier between it. Like, there's an accessibility issue with books that sucks so much, because if you don't have the means to buy, but you don't have a library system near you, you can't really be involved in the bookish community, and it's really like deeply upsetting. So I would love to rectify or do as much as I could for that. I'd like to set up like my own reading nook and like have like a library, but I'll talk about that more with the bonus question. And the most petty thing I would do with the money would be to acquire the hardcover UK edition of The City of Brass. It's out of print, and I know I will never get it in my hands unless somebody would be like so kind as to send it to me. Like, I know I'll never get it in my hands. And I remember once I looked it up on Abe Books to see if anyone was selling one, and they're selling it for like $600 fucking dollars plus shipping. They're making you pay for shipping when you're paying $600 for this book, and that's the only one. So I know I will never get it in my hands, but if I won the lottery, I would buy that. Because that would be like the most reckless and stupid thing I would do with the money, but it would make me happy. So the bonus question says, give us an image of what you would want your like dream home library to look like. My dream home library, not lottery, would be basically to have a room full of books. Like, I would love to have wall-to-wall books and like cozy chairs and places to sit in, and also possibly a reading nook. That is something I've been so attached to like my whole life is that idyllic window, but you can sit on the ledge and just read, and like you look out into like the rainy day. That just seems so ideal to me. Maybe I'll see if I can find some pictures, but everyone knows what I'm talking about. Oh, and I would love, like, you know, the sliding ladder from like Beauty and the Beast Belle, like she's sliding along. That kind of stuff would be ideal for, or that I would love to acquire in the future. I was trying to think of a question, but all of them, or a lot of them, could be a little personal because, again, deals with finances, and that's a bit of a sticky subject. Let me know, actually, down in the comments, if you have any books that you are really specifically attached to, and if you have a story attached to them. I would really love to know that. That seems really interesting and avoids capitalist or consumerist topics. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!